June home sales plummet as prices reach all-time highs. The significant downturn in home sales for June coincides with unprecedented price surges, drawing attention to the challenges within the real estate market. Homes in Los Angeles, California exemplify a broader trend observed across the United States. As high interest rates and economic uncertainties loom, the Southern California housing demand has noticeably softened. According to the National Association of Realtors, NAR, sales of previously owned homes experienced a decline of 2.7% in June compared to May, amounting to 3.93 million units on a seasonally adjusted, annualized basis. This figure was below analysts' projections, which had only anticipated a modest decrease of 0.7%, and remained unchanged from the previous year in June 2024. The context of this report focuses on completed transactions, often reflecting agreements made in April and May when the average interest rate for 30-year fixed mortgages fluctuated above 7% for several instances, consistently staying above 6.8%, as reported by Mortgage News Daily. Lawrence Yun, the chief economist for NAR, remarked, "The persistent high mortgage rates are keeping home sales at cyclical lows. If we were to see an average decrease in mortgage rates to around 6%, our analysis projects that an additional 160,000 renters could transition into first-time homeowners, coupled with heightened activity from existing homeowners." However, the mortgage rates have remained relatively stable in recent months, stubbornly high due to widespread economic concerns, currently averaging at 6.77%. On the supply side, the market showed signs of growth, with 1.53 million homes available for sale by the end of June. This marks an increase of 15.9% year-over-year, equating to a supply of 4.7 months based on current sales velocity. It is essential to note that a balanced market typically reflects a 6-month supply between buyers and sellers, highlighting that the current market remains tight. The median sale price for homes in June reached a staggering $435,300, reflecting a 2% increase from the previous year, and setting yet another record for the month. This also signifies the 24th consecutive month of annual price increases, a trend underscored by multiple years of insufficient housing supply. Yun pointed out, "The chronic undersupply of homes is igniting the record-high prices. With home construction lagging behind population growth, first-time home buyers are facing significant barriers in entering the market. Moreover, over the past 5 years, the average homeowner's wealth has surged by $140,900. Interestingly, sales trends display resilience in the high-end market, where homes priced below $100,000 saw a 5% annual decline, while those in the $100,000 to $250,000 range increased by 5%. Conversely, luxury homes valued above $1 million experienced a striking 14% rise. Notably, homes are taking longer to sell, averaging 27 days on the market, compared to 22 days in June of the previous year. Higher-priced properties are moving quickly off the market relative to those below the $500,000 mark. First-time homebuyers accounted for 30% of sales last month. Historically, this group has represented around 40% of all buyers. Additionally, the segment of all-cash transactions held steady at 29% of sales, significantly higher than the pre-COVID average of roughly 20%. On average, homes that were listed received about 2.4 offers, a slight decrease from 2.5 the previous month and from 2.9 a year ago. The dynamics in this market are raising questions and sparking discussions. What do you think lies ahead for prospective homebuyers facing these rising prices and rates? Have you noticed how the trend has influenced your own housing decisions? We welcome your thoughts in the comments. U.S. existing home sales dropped to 9-month low. Market insights. The American dream is stalling. Home sales crashed to 9-month low while prices keep soaring. Here's why. June delivered a gut punch to the U.S. housing market, with existing home sales plunging 2.7% to their lowest level since September 2024. But here's the twist that's leaving economists baffled. Median home prices somehow climbed 2% to an all-time high of $435,300 during this slowdown. This paradoxical collapse in sales paired with record prices reveals a market caught between economic forces, and everyday buyers are paying the price. The National Association of Realtors' latest report paints a concerning picture. Sales fell across three major regions, Northeast, Midwest, and South, while inventory surged 15.9% year-over-year, the biggest supply jump in recent memory. For context, we now have a 4.7-month supply of homes nationally, edging closer to the 4 to 7-month range considered healthy. But here's where it gets controversial. This balance isn't due to smart policy, but rather a toxic cocktail of hesitant buyers and economic anxiety. The rate roulette game. Mortgage rates hovering near 7% have become the elephant in the living room. While the Federal Reserve maintains rates at 4.25% to 4.50% after three 2024 cuts, housing remains collateral damage in the inflation fight. Former President Trump's recent outburst adds fuel to the fire. People aren't buying because Powell's a numbskull keeping rates high for politics, he declared, reigniting debates about Fed independence. But critics argue this oversimplifies a complex crisis. After all, construction permits just hit a 2-year low, suggesting deeper structural issues. The Great American Standoff. First-time buyers now make up just 30% of sales, far below the 40% needed for a healthy market. Meanwhile, all-cash buyers, often investors, account for 29% of purchases. This growing divide creates a troubling question. Are we witnessing the financialization of housing at the expense of working families? In regions like Washington, D.C., where government job cuts have hit hard, prices grew a modest 2.9% annually, down sharply from March's 10.9% surge. Yet in competitive markets like New York, inventory remains painfully low. The $435,300 paradox. How can prices keep rising while sales collapse? 3 factors. 1. Sticky demand. Millennials still want homes despite economic headwinds. 2. Construction freeze. Single-family home building just hit an 11-month low. 3. Wealth divide. Cash buyers and existing homeowners dominate the market. But this high price plateau comes with hidden costs. As Wells Fargo's Charlie Doherty notes, job market uncertainty isn't just keeping buyers away, it's forcing some sellers to list properties they can't afford. Distressed sales, while still low at 3%, are creeping upward. The political hot potato. With Trump proposing to eliminate capital gains taxes on home sales and economists predicting no Fed intervention until 2026, the policy debate is heating up. Oxford Economics' Nancy Vanden Houten predicts sales will flatline through 2025 before Fed rate cuts revive the market. But here's what most analysts miss: even if rates drop, will construction costs and NIMBY policies keep inventory artificially low? The million-dollar question. As 30 major metros saw monthly price declines, including tech hubs like Austin and Dallas, we're left wondering, is this a healthy correction or the calm before a storm? With homes now sitting 27 days before sale, up from 22 days in 2024, the clock is ticking. Now we turn to you. Do soaring prices during a sales slump signal market resilience, or a bubble waiting to burst? Should the Fed prioritize housing over inflation control? Sound off in the comments.